The morning sun spilled its light across the glass towers of the city, but for 17-year-old Malik Carter, the world felt heavier than usual. It was his first week as an unpaid intern at one of the biggest firms downtown, a gleaming skyscraper where everyone walked with pressed suits and perfect confidence. Malik, however, didn't have the polish. He came from a modest neighborhood where his mother worked double shifts as a nurse, and his father, gone since Malik was 8, was just a faded photograph tucked into his backpack. He had borrowed his cousin's too tight dress shirt, polished his old shoes until the leather cracked, and prayed no one noticed the nervous tremor in his hands. Inside the firm, Malik was invisible. Executives walked past him as if he were a shadow. When he delivered files or fetched coffee, they didn't make eye contact. In meetings, his voice felt swallowed before it left his throat. Still, he reminded himself of his mother's words. "Do the little things right, Malik. Someone will notice." On a gray Wednesday afternoon, Malik was stationed at the front desk because the receptionist had stepped out for lunch. He sat stiffly, rehearsing how to greet anyone who walked in, hoping he wouldn't stumble over his words. Then, the glass doors slid open. A man in his 60s entered. His hair was silver, his suit immaculate, but his eyes seemed distant, searching. He paused, looking at Malik, then pointed toward the elevators. His lips moved, but no sound came. For a moment, Malik froze. The man gestured again, this time pressing 2 fingers to his lips and sweeping outward. Malik's heart jolted. He recognized the signs. Few people knew this, but Malik's younger sister, Ayana, had been born deaf. Since childhood, Malik had learned American Sign Language alongside her, spending evenings translating cartoons or reading bedtime stories with his hands. For him, signing was as natural as breathing. So without hesitation, Malik signed back. "Hello. How can I help you today?" The man's entire face changed. His stiff posture melted, his eyes widened in relief, and his hands began to move quickly. "I'm here for an appointment. Board meeting." "My interpreter isn't here yet." Malik nodded, calm now. "Of course. I'll help you until they arrive. What's your name?" The man signed back, "David." Malik stood, offering to escort him upstairs. As they walked, Malik interpreted the lobby chatter, the elevator buttons, even joked with his hands about the coffee being strong enough to wake the dead. David chuckled silently, shaking his head with a smile. What Malik didn't know was that David wasn't just any visitor. He was the CEO, the very man whose name was etched in gold letters across the building's lobby wall. Upstairs, the executives sat stiffly around a polished oak table. When David entered with Malik by his side, the room fell into a hush. Usually, meetings didn't start until David's personal interpreter arrived. But today, David gestured toward Malik. "This young man," he signed, "will interpret." Gasps whispered around the room. The executives exchanged nervous glances. Was this intern qualified? But David's trust was unwavering. Malik swallowed hard, then began. Every word spoken around that table flowed through his hands, and every sign David made, Malik voiced with quiet confidence. At first, his nerves rattled him. His palms sweated, and his mind screamed, "Don't mess this up." But then he remembered Ayana, remembered her laughter when he signed a joke correctly, remembered the hours spent practicing under dim kitchen light. His hands moved with precision, his voice steady, bridging the silence between David and the room. For 2 hours, Malik translated strategies, financial projections, and even the CEO's sharp critiques. The executives who once ignored him now leaned in, hanging on his words. And David, watching Malik's earnest effort, saw not just an intern, but a lifeline. When the meeting ended, Malik prepared to slip out quietly, but David raised a hand. The room froze. This young man. David signed, his gaze sweeping across his executives. did something extraordinary today. Not because he had to, because kindness and preparation were already inside him. Then David asked Malik, aloud through signing, "What is your name?" "Malik Carter." Malik replied softly. David nodded, repeating it. "Malik, from today forward, you are no longer an unpaid intern. You're my official assistant, and part of this company's future." The room erupted in murmurs. Some clapped. Others looked stunned. Malik's chest tightened, eyes burning as he fought back tears. He thought of his mother working late nights, of Ayana who taught him patience through silence, of the mornings he doubted himself. That night, Malik called his mom. She cried so hard she couldn't finish her sentences. Ayana, when he signed the news, clapped her hands with pride, beaming. Malik realized something powerful. The world may overlook you, underestimate you, even silence you. But kindness, patience, and the skills born out of love have a way of speaking louder than anything else. And in the corner office of a skyscraper, a young black intern's hands told a story that no one would forget. So remember this: kindness in small moments can open doors you never imagined. And sometimes, the very thing you do quietly for love, like learning a language to connect with family, can become the light that changes your destiny. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe. More stories of kindness are waiting for you.